So again, there's a reminder that every character and every symbol and every archetype in every story is an aspect of our self. So there was a man called Wali, and Wali would load up his camel with saucepans and pots and pans and kettles and teapots, and he would go to far-flung places to peddle his wares. So Wali was a peddler, and one day when Wali on his camel was traveling across a vast desert, a great sandstorm came up and obliterated everything in its path. So Wali was completely lost. So all he could do was hand over his reins to his camel, because it's natural for a camel to find its way to water. And sure enough, the camel led Wali to an oasis. And Wali, when he arrived and he saw these waving palm trees and the beauty of this place, and not only did it have beautiful palm trees and waving grass, but there in the oasis was a water well. And of course Wali was very thirsty. So as Wali was drinking from the well, reveling in the taste of this fresh water, to his very great horror, out of the well came a huge head, a genie. And the genie roared at him, "How dare you come to drink my water without asking my permission or bowing to me in honor?" And Wali said, "Oh, great genie, I'm sorry, great and honorable genie, I will leave the oasis straight away." "No," said the genie, "you've invaded my space and drunk from my well, now I have to kill you." But Wali said, I'll do anything, I'll give anything to you within my means if you'll save my life. So the genie thought for a moment and he said, "Well, when you return to your home, you must give me the first thing that your wife hands to you." So Wali said, "Yes, yes, yes, whatever you say, great genie." So the next day, after Wali sleeping the night, he woke up and shook himself because all was so peaceful in the oasis. He thought he must have dreamt all this. So he went on his way and returned to his home eventually, and there was his wife. As soon as she came out of the door, she said, "Oh, honorable husband, it's so wonderful to see you. You see what God has given us while you've been away." And she handed to him his newborn son. So Wali was horrified because he remembered what the genie had said. So he told his wife the story about how he had promised to give the genie whatever she gave him when she arrived. And now it was their beloved and newborn son. Immediately the wife said, "We have to do something." So they went to a great wise man of their village, who immediately made an amulet and inscribed on that amulet a sacred name. And then he put the amulet on a string and he put it around the boy's neck. And the boy's name was Ramad. And he told the parents, Ramad must wear this all the time. It will protect him against the genie. He must not take off this amulet. So the boy Ramad grew, and the parents, Wali and his wife, almost forgot what the genie had asked. But then when Ramad was 10 years old, he was playing out with his friends, when all of a sudden there was a great roar, and the genie appeared. I have come for what belongs to me. Your parents have promised you to me. You must come with me. But then the genie saw the amulet that Ramad had around his neck, and the genie got very angry because he knew he couldn't touch him while he was wearing this amulet. So the genie went away angry, and Ramad ran back to his parents and told him what had happened. And again they went to the wise man, and the wise man reminded them, Ramad must always wear his amulet. Otherwise the genie has power over him. But Ramad grew, and when he was 17 years old, his country was at war. So he went to become a soldier of his king. And while he was at war, when the enemies came, they overran the place where Ramad and his other soldiers were. And Ramad found himself with 2 big enemies about to kill him, when suddenly there was a huge roaring sound, and the genie appeared. The enemy soldiers were so afraid when they saw this huge apparition that they ran away, and Ramad was saved. Ramad thanked the genie. The genie said, "You belong to me, and I have saved what belongs to me. Now take off that amulet and come with me to my oasis where you will live in comfort." But just then there was another great roaring sound, and Sulaiman, the king of the genies, appeared, even greater in size than the genie himself. And he said to the genie, "You were relegated to the well because of your evil ways. But now, because you have saved the life of this human, you have now paid for your wrongdoing, and you can now be on my right side in service of the good." And then Sulaiman, king of the genies, turned to Ramad and he said, "Take this gift of gold, take it back to your family, and may you live in peace and prosperity for the rest of your lives." genie, the mother and the father, King Sulaiman, the king of the genies, the amulet, all part of our self. How would you interpret this story, recognizing this? Even the well is a symbol. How would you interpret this story for yourself? I am the genie, I am the well, I am Raman, I am King Sulaiman, I am the mother and father. How do all of these aspects, these characters, fit into this self? What is the meaning of this story?
You never know through the tests that you have to face in your life how powerful you are. And so, if you have that faith that you will attain whatever you need to attain and move through whatever you need to move through, you will. But you have to move it through it moment by moment, being present, knowing what to do.